Hello, welcome everybody. We are running the new map out that's pretty popular right now. Everybody's kind of playing it. Upper Mississippi River Valley, converted from FS19, which was converted from FS17. Got a lot of playtime by a lot of big content creators, so it's pretty popular out there. Plus, it's just an overall great map. A great 4x US map. Based in the upper Mississippi River Valley, so we're in Iowa. And right over here is Wisconsin. The map is upside down. Just kind of throws you off, but you deal with it. So today's live stream is just going to be kind of going over each of the farms. Then we are going to choose which one we think we'd like to play on. Oh, that's a window up there. Threw me off. We'll choose which one we want to play on, and then we are going to buy up the farmlands. We'll set a certain amount of money, and then we will buy equipment. We have a lot of mods on here just to kind of see what we'd like and what we want to go with. Hey Josh, thanks for jumping in. And no, we have not picked a farm yet. So I do own all the farms at the moment, just because I wanted to see what each, loading point or animal pen and whatnot was. But if you can sell the farm without having to deal with anything, and it just takes that away from you, so that's kind of nice. You don't have to sell the buildings or anything off it. We like the one across the river, the Buffalo Hill Ranch. I did kind of a quick browse of them all. I kind of flew over them all, but I didn't really explore them much. So that's what we're gonna start off doing that. I don't think I'm gonna honestly do the dairy farm, just because I don't want to be stuck with doing a million cows. Circle Farms is the, I guess, starter farm, you would say. If you started on New Farmer, you start with, I think, 3 fields, and then this farm plot has pigs and cows on it. There's a farm down here in the corner. Pigs and cows. I think I've seen a few content creators playing on this one. I think FSG, maybe Simulation Nation or World. This one's a little smaller. It's kind of more compact. We'll start up here at the Valley Bluff Farm, kind of work our way around over across the river, show off the town a bit, and just give you guys an overall idea of what the map looks like and what each farm looks like. Mowing business, huh? We'll have to go through some of the residential areas and see if you can make money doing that. Kind of like a survival or a work up from, be like a farmhand or something, and then work your way up. That'd be interesting. I kind of want to just get right into, I guess you would say like US farming style. Well, I sold that plot of land, that's why my money went up. We'll have to check that out. But I kind of want to just start with a farm, Get a little bit of cows going. I don't want to get like overboard with the cows right away. And then just kind of get to working with a little bit larger machinery if we can. We might have to lease a bunch of stuff off the bat, but we'll see. A lot of my series right now are using either smaller equipment or on the UK side. So it'd be nice I've been kind of browsing a lot of US different mods, and so it'll be nice to kind of see what those are like. But starting up here in the corner, which is technically let it save here. Technically, because the PDA is upside down according to a USA map, we are on the south border, kind of the southern middle section. And this is called Valley Bluff Farm. There's two kind of zones to it. So there's this original plot here, which is plot 10. Comes with, your fuel station and a couple flat bottom bins. Then there's another kind of section over here which you don't have to buy if you didn't want to. That has an animal, a cow pasture on it, and a big grain dryer on it. This map does have a bunch of extra fill types like dry corn. It has alfalfa and clover. I believe a few others. We can check them out here in a second. But walking into this farm, we have a couple decorations, but the propane tank. We have the two flat bottom bins. Got the large kind of work shed here. A couple other sheds. This one, I'm not sure if any of these are actual workstations, but you could use the mobile workstation or the one that you can just use the keybind on. And you got the farmhouse here with a two-car garage. How much is the river to buy? So the river is, the river itself is 2 million. I'm not sure why you'd want to own the river unless you're, and I guess do some groundwork on it. There is a lot of these big plots though, like this whole side of this like forestry type area is 3 million. This zone is 3 million, a million, couple forestry plots down here. And kind of this zone is 2 million. Are you gonna build a bridge to them? Do some barge work? I do like this farm, the layout. It's kind of got an open yard here, but it's also not like super large, I guess. They do have a couple odd fields. We can go look at them real quick. I'll just jump into flight mode. Super speed. But like this field's kind of odd. Has like because it's on a hill, so it's got like the little tiers there, the walls. Be kind of awkward probably to run course play on. I think we gotta go up and around. Might be able to cut through those trees. We'll check it out when we get around there. because it is a 4x map, the fields are massive, but none of the fields are just kind of your typical square or rectangular layout compared to some maps. Very hilly, a lot of forest in between them. Not really an easy way to get to any of them. So if you buy this, I mean, you don't have to buy this with that farm, but if you do, here's a large dryer on it, so you can dry corn. Get some, oh, we got all the productions, but you can do that with all the crops. You have another storage barn here, shed. Then over here we have the cow pasture. Very large pasture. Hey Kiram, thank you for joining. Hope you're doing well. Let's see if we can cut through the trees over here. Maybe check our map, make sure we're not missing a shortcut. Nah, we'll just turn around actually. Cut down this road. You are super happy horse manure is made possible. Is there a new mod with horse manure on it? I haven't even haven't looked at any of the recent mods lately. Or I haven't actually dove into them, I guess. I've browsed them. An off-road here. Into a kind of an open valley pasture. So we have Dry Creek Ranch to our right here. What I love about this map is all like the culverts, just kind of the rolling hills. It really reminds me of kind of a little bit of the Midwest. Not terribly where I'm from, but driving around the Midwest, I see a lot of this. Coming into this farm, there's two zones you can buy. So you can buy the main farm up the road there. You can also buy this area, which is the pig pen. Hello, LT Panther. You are new. Well, that's great. Welcome in. Welcome in. You got horse manure going on the Chilliwack, I think I'm saying that right, Chilliwack map. Jumpy put the correct scripting into the horse barn. That's pretty cool. It's very nice. Anyway, back to our thing. Then you got kind of this cold storage or shed area. On FS19, I did play this map just a little bit. I had just started it, and then I kind of got carried away from it. And I think I started on this farm here when I did it. Coming into here is Dry Creek Ranch. Every farm has a little sign with its name on it. This one has another corn dryer. I think most of the farms have a corn dryer on them. You have a cow pasture here. Slightly different design. Kind of this big open pasture though. It's a pretty nice one. Thought about running Maize Plus, but I think there's going to be some conflicts where I might have to edit some of the silos or maybe field types or something. I'm not positive on that. I could verify with a couple other people. I think Simulation Nation's running Maize Plus, and I think Scott Free for All was, but nobody's really dove in yet, so they haven't run into a lot of issues yet. You have this storage shed, a little round hoop one. The farmhouse right in the middle of the plot with your 2-car garage. Then you got this large storage barn. Hey, Farmer Taz, thanks for jumping in. And okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought with the Maize Plus. And Bruce, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining in. So I was mistaken. This isn't a super large one. It's just the way the sheds are laid out. So we got this one. Then you got this one over here. The frame drop there. And another one here. They all kind of have that 2 or 3 sheds on them. This one has, yeah, the 2 to 3. Then kind of the cold storage. Grain dryer. And one very large field. I like how a lot of the farms are just laid out different. So this one, you kind of got the circle drive basically. The other one up north, or I guess south technically, had kind of just the open yard, very uniform. Hope you're doing well, Bruce. I think last I talked to you, you were thinking about trying out either this map or the Oaks. I don't remember. But you were having some problem. I think this map, and you were having some issues with it. To load. Straight down this road we have I believe this is the dairy farm. There. Yeah, I just love the layout of the land. To the main road. So this is the Stanley Dairy Farm. Take a look at our sign. A little blurry. I don't know if it's my graphics or not. Established 1946, so this farm's been around a while. Walk right into the main farmhouse. Beautiful farmhouse with a 2-car garage. Got a little pond over here. Do some picnics and a little bit of fishing. Water looks a little, I guess that's a typical pond, huh? Slightly different grain setup. Got the little covered shed, but it still has a dryer on it, so you can still do your dried crops. Looks like a few different barn. Oh, this is a big dairy setup, so we're gonna have the dairy farm. My inexperience comes in. Not sure exactly what you would store in here, unless you're like storing milk. If it's cold, I don't know if it'd be cold or not. It doesn't look refrigerated. Maybe, probably bale storage and all that. Keep it covered. And we're gonna have obviously I think there is 4 different cow barns on here. 1, 2, well, 3. My mistake, 3. We're gonna have 3 basically milking. Fuel tank, we got 1 little shed here. Some fermenting silos. Then we have another cow pasture. This one might be more for actually let the cows out. I guess the whole thing's fenced in. You could let them all out. Cold storage shed. Shed over here. This is the slurry pit. My bad. Storage here. This is this storage barn. We've looked at, what, 2, 3 of the farms now? Even. Kind of checked out the the Valley Bluff Farm, Dry Creek Ranch, Stanley Dairy. We might head just straight down this road to Black Acres Farm, then over to Circle Farms, and we'll shoot down to Century Farms. I haven't even looked at that, then I'll plan, but we'll see that another time. After that, we'll shoot up, kind of see the town, and then check out Buffalo Hill Ranch. I don't know if anybody watching's actually started a save on the game yet, or if they played it in FS19 much. I know when I was playing on FS19 there was, who was it? I think the squad and like Formal Pickle and stuff were doing a bunch of series on here, where they did a lot of gameplay, random gameplay on here. Buy this plot, you do get these 3 flat bottom bins. This farmyard is definitely a little more compact. Black Acres Farm, established since 2021, so this one's fresh. It's a brand new farm. Well, might not be brand new, but the owners are brand new. So the animal pasture. I think there's only one. Maybe there's 2. 1 animal pasture. Some older silos. Obviously the farmhouse and whatnot's over there. Couple red sheds. Got our already looked at this one a little bit. Yep. Then kind of this old barn. That's about it on here. Like I said, it's a fairly small one. So if you're maybe wanting to start out a little bit smaller, or maybe a farm that you could build off of on, you could take up some of this field and build some more sheds on there if you needed to. Leave straight down this road. Is Circle Farms. I do have some tractors over here because I was kind of messing around with some of the mods I had downloaded. This farmyard definitely feels like a little bit of a smaller or older farm. So Circle Farms 2021 as well. Kind of an old farmhouse. Got our cow pasture here, I think. Might be pigs. I think this is the cow pasture. I think the pigs are to this other side. Couple fermenting silos. 3-car garage. I don't think you can use those bins. You can see I was messing around with some tractors. We got the old, or that newer White Farms Field Boss Series 3. John Deere 7810, 7010. I think it's the large frame series. International 86. I think this is a larger one too, the 1586. We got a shed here, newer shed here. Then we got a couple of these old round sheds. And then if you cut straight through this one, you have your smaller grain dryer down there. So another different layout, kind of the circle farmyard layout. And I believe this is pigs. Yeah, this is pigs. Got the big mud pit area. Don't know if you can get rid of any of this. I guess scrap or junk. Might be able to sell it. Oh, this is also a mod that is, if you're running Anhydrous on the map, because the map does take Anhydrous. This is one of the mods they recommend. That DJ Modding recommends. It's got the Anhydrous tanks and the tillage implement. There's 2 different sizes, a smaller and a larger. Spindle frames. Too fast, too fast. I think we got one more farm to the north, Century Farms. Then we have kind of the ranch across the river. Church, it looks like. I think the ethanol plant is off that direction. Century Farm. I believe we take this road. We'll see. This is Century Farms. I believe. So this is the farms that FSG is doing his series on. Just title's kind of funny. Then Simulation Nation. He originally was going to do the black something farm. I forget what it's called, Black River Farm. And then he moved it over to Century Farms with some different equipment. Very kind of open farmyard. So we got the farmhouse over there with the 2-car garage. The large cold storage shed. Kind of the workshop shed. And that's about it for shit. Well, we got this one tucked back here. Has a grain dryer. Like I said, most of the farms have a grain dryer on them. The animals, there's a couple animal barns up here. Or pastures. It also has another farmhouse on it, so you could technically run 2 different farms over here if you wanted to. I think you can buy the plots separately. So you have a cow pasture as well as a pig pen. A farmhouse over there. Very large open field. Meadows. Like I was talking, I think I'm going to start on possibly one of the southern farms. So either the far south, which is Valley Bluff Farm, or possibly the other one, which is, I think, Dry Creek Ranch. Might have missed a turn. Did I? No, we can head up and then hit the main road. But for equipment, obviously I want to stick to some of the US style equipment. So I'm not sure if I'm going to run John Deere or Case. Obviously, I'm not really prone to either one. I do like the older Cases. Then the newer John Deeres look pretty nice, even though the 40 iron series are nice. Do have a couple I'm gonna need a large tractor, so I'm gonna need something that is probably 350 to 400 horse. That's gonna be kind of a tillage tractor and some of the larger planters. I had downloaded well, it's called a Fendt Vario package, but they made a I don't think they make it anymore, but a Challenger 1000 series. I don't think it was made very long. Otherwise, we'd go with a tracked, like a John Deere 8RT, or John Deere even just 7R or 8R. Case Magnum. There's I think a New Holland T8. Some of the smaller tractors I would need for just farm work or other work, possibly some grass and whatnot. We could turn those into some of the older tractors, so like that International 86 or the John Deere 7010 series. Coming through town, a lot of the productions are right here along the river. I don't know that I've drove through here yet, so we might get some frame drops and The shader loading. Guy's dorm. Lots of name brand stuff. The dealer up here on the right, it's a John Deere dealer. And one thing that DJ Modding has done is added in, getting some drop. Basically these like demo tractors. So they don't show up in your, like your menu, your tractor menus or anything. They don't cost anything, but you can jump into them and use them. And the idea is they're a demo from possibly the dealer. Might help you out if you were starting with a small amount of equipment. You could probably use like, you know, a 7R or something to get you by, or even this John Deere or the other John Deere here. Or even if you're doing contract work, I suppose you could use the machinery. Gotta check out the neighborhood for Josh here, Game and Joy. See if he can start a successful lawn mowing business. Got quite a few lawns, they're not very big. One little neighborhood. Suppose you could probably mow the fire department's lawn. Cross over the river here, check out this last farm, then we're gonna get started. I know it's kind of been a long intro, but I kind of wanted to do this first live stream is just kind of exploring a little bit, showing off some of the stuff. And then we'll be buying some equipment and hopefully possibly jump on getting a little bit of field work done or harvesting, see what we have for the fields. Casey's. Not gonna lie, Casey's is my #1 place to stop, right next to a Quick Trip. Maybe we're headed we might be headed the wrong way. Was I supposed to turn up the main road? I think so. I missed my turn back there. So we need to head down this road to that other one. About 45 minutes. Didn't realize it was going to take so long. I guess that's the idea behind a 4x map and a very well done map. Lots of farms. Going up to this last one, Buffalo Hill Ranch. We have the 2 flat bottom bins there. This is a pretty small setup, so you got a couple little sheds, kind of a hay loft up there. Good there. Silage boss. Or the grass man. This is a pretty quaint little farm over here. Kind of tucked away in the hills and the trees. And then this is I believe a cow pasture down here. It's kind of a cool one, you know, instead of just a big open pasture, it's kind of like just a strip through the trees. Jump. We got the plane flying overhead. You're gonna use the 82 Studios zero turn mower? Or are you gonna set up to be like like an actual grass contractor, do like hay work? We might just be using a little bit of transporting here instead of driving all the way back across the map. Hey Scott, thanks for dropping in. The vaguely familiar, huh? Yeah. Hopefully the stream went well. Saw you went through all your man, you had all the spreadsheets, the equipment, the layout. I think you taking on all 7 farms at once is going to be a tall task, but good luck. Starting with 82 Studio, zero turn, working your way up to some. Oh, so you're gonna start off mowing lawns and then get to the whole big ordeal, doing hay work, contract work, silage work. I know there's quite a few guys around us that'll taking none of the farms. I know there's quite a few contractors that'll actually just do literally all they do is hay work. Like during hay season or summer season, they go out and they just do hay work for farmers. Cheaper than a farmer or maybe a horse. There's a lot of like horse farmers or others that don't really need. They have big fields or pastures or acreage, but they don't really want to buy all the equipment just for that couple times a year that they need it. Leaning either towards this one with owning probably field 12 because that has the cow pasture on it and the corn dryer on it. Then it would obviously be field 10. We could jump to Dry Creek Ranch. We don't necessarily have to mess with the pigs right away. Like I said, I don't think I want to do Stanley Dairy just for the mere fact it's a lot of cows right away. Black Acres Farm is a pretty nice little setup. It's just really small. Not sure I want to stick with that. Even the base farm is actually, I really like the base farm. Now I'm just saying I like them all. But I kind of like the old school, kind of the older, I guess, farm design. Yeah, now that we have tons of mods you could use, I mean, there's a lot of different grass work equipment out there. I wonder how Courseplay will do with these fields like 16, because it's got like this weird little peninsula, or 19 even. 12. Got those ridges in there. Probably just drive the tractor right off of them. Didn't notice this. Tribute to DJ or DR? DJ modding? DR modding? Yeah, the Courseplay on like field 27 or something. I'm talking more like these ones that got like the little islands in them. Or like 16 here with like this weird like tree or gap to waterway, I guess, or lip. Alright, looking at equipment. Well, I'm gonna sell off basically the farms I know I'm not gonna have. And then we'll set our money back to a reasonable state. Use a small implement. Wow. I think we're gonna stick with Valley Bluff Farm. Suppose I could always change it if I lose the groove here after the stream. Comes with basically field 11, field 10, and this smaller field 15. Not sure if the field calculator mod will run it up, but that's 4.8, 2.4, and 0.9. Comes with the grain dryer, the cow pasture, 2 flat bottom bins. Then this is the farmyard. I did do store deliveries on. So let's reset some of our equipment, our tractors. Shit. I like this field boss just because it's kind of unique. Not something you see around the fields. And I really like the look of this guy. But let's move a few of these out of the way. We'll probably end up selling some. I do like this. Honestly, this John Deere is nice. Got a bunch, kind of like a lot of the US different tires and setups on it. It's not the typical base game one. Actually, we'll grab the front loader for this. Get it out of the way. Move this just to get it moved. I think I'm gonna have to find some Anhydrous trailers though. I do want to use Anhydrous on the map. I've never used it on any of my other saves or maps. Never used, or you've used Anhydrous. Going to use it on this map. Alright, cool. Never used Anhydrous. Okay. I see it around me quite a bit. There's actually a couple, I don't know what you'd call them, but like Anhydrous dealers or sellers or renters, or not renters, but they have a ton of these kind of 2-tank skids or carts, and then they have a ton of these cultivators hooked up, and basically I think they'll either run out and do farm plots for people, or they rent them out, because you'll see them driving all around, or see the lot starting to empty out during a certain time of year, but then they'll all come back and start filling up again. But I want to run, so I have the fields bought, or the farm bought, and then I kind of want to set the money down to, I don't think we're going to be able to make this work, but we'll try. We're going to take this, we're going to keep this, then I don't think we need all three of those. It's a bit excessive. I don't know if I'll ever use them all three. Let me know what's your favorite one. We got the John Deere 7810. I think it's 200 or 230 horsepower. The Field Boss, which is either 170 or 150. Then the International 1586. And that is around 150 or 170, somewhere in that ballpark. A little under 200, both of those ones. John Deere would probably be able to handle a little bit more equipment. We also need to run, I want to get a large tractor, so we could run something, because this cultivator with the Anhydrous needs roughly, I think, 300 or 350 horsepower. Plus, we're probably going to run a larger, planter or seeder, so that's going to use a lot of horsepower. I don't want to use, I mean, with these fields, if I run 3 meter or I mean, I know it's kind of more realistic, but if I'm running 3-meter or 5-meter implements, it's going to take days. Then I'm going to be putting a course play up and walking away from my computer for the night. But so I want to run larger planters, somewhat larger harvesters and whatnot, so we're not spending 12 hours on a field, especially once we get to the large fields. We could run something like a John Deere 8R, puts us right in a ballpark of 300 to 400 horsepower. Same with the 8RT or the 8RX. We have a Case Magnum, Challenger MT700 series. Like I said, I'm trying to stick with more US branded stuff or US made stuff that I see more commonly around me. I am terrible with articulating tractors, I'm not gonna lie. And honestly, if we buy one, we'll spend all our budget on that. I have this is a mod that I downloaded. Then I also had this, so it's not, I don't think it's very common, but they did make them for a little while. It's basically a Fendt or an AGCO tractor, but they put the Challenger brand on it, called it a 1000 series. This goes up to 340, but it might be a little under what we need. This was, I think, supposed to be like a direct competitor with the 7R. Or I don't think the Magnum, maybe the, well, I can't think of it. Another Case tractor. You like the white, but the JD has the right, yeah, the JD does have the power. I'd be smarter to go with something like that. Let's see, what's this Challenger up here cost? $329? That's not terrible. Steering handle. Cooler. It's got all sorts of stuff on it. GPS most likely on all our stuff. One thing I've never looked up, is beacons a normal thing in the US? That is fat. Only seen that around a few times. We got some spacers. 350. John Deere. The 8RT I think's expensive. Close to 350 as well. For the 8R, we run. We'll have to run a little bit larger engine on it. US. Just run a front weight. I think we're gonna run our Challenger. Can't go for it. Maybe I'll do a little more research on it, see how common it was around the US. Good. I think we'll run a wide tire. Alright, we got our big boy tractor. We have our tillage basically equipment here. Some of our fertilization equipment. I have to buy a few sets of tanks to work with. With everything. Now we're gonna have to look at harvesters, which we'll probably end up having to lease a harvester. Maybe I have the lease to own mod on, so we can just keep leasing it, paying it off slowly. I don't know if I have any crops ready to harvest. Nope, so 11 is cultivated. I do have the precision farming on, so we'll have to check that out. So here's the extra crop. You have alfalfa and clover. Soybeans are growing. I think we have, I don't know what we have down there. Canola. I don't know if there's a custom. No, it looks like standard crop calendar. Pretty much field 11 is ready. I think it needs... Yeah, it doesn't need anything. Only thing we'd have to do is, we'll buy, I think we're just gonna buy the field samples. It's a whole lot easier than taking our own samples. These levels are a little low, but they're pretty decent. Obviously that's going to be low, but that's going to be based on what kind of crop we're throwing in there too. That'll be one I have to figure out with the anhydrous when we're tilling it. Not sure how we're going to set an auto. figure that out when we're in it. Alright, so I do have a bunch of mods installed. Sorry about that, I had to clear my throat. Got these grain trailers, or I had some Kinsey ones too, I believe. Yep. A little more expensive, but a little larger capacity. Like I said, we're gonna have to lease one of these probably until we get by. Honestly, starting with $1 million is probably a little unrealistic. I don't know if this will work with, it should work with though. It'd be kind of cool to have that. I don't know if we'll be able to till later. This is a mod that'll do, because you can on this map do corn stalk bales. So this will chop up your corn stalk or your soybean bales and use it for animal straw. Buy propane and anhydrous tanks. That's one thing we're gonna need. We're gonna need a truck. Well, we might just have to use a tractor with a grain trailer. I didn't download any trucks. I might look through the trucks and see if I could find like a Peterbilt or something else. For harvesters, obviously we'd stick with the base game one, like Case Axial Flow or the John Deere X9. I have a couple of these other smaller ones put in. Just not sure how. I mean, it's gonna be pretty small headers on them. Well, we might have to deal with that. Just to own one of these larger John Deeres. Corn headers are just generally small, I think, and honestly realism. Well, that's pretty decent size. I don't know if that's a different, maybe I have two different S790 mods installed. I don't know why this one's, oh, I guess this one you can increase the capacity, but it's 740,000. This one's only 390. I must have two different mods installed. Planters. So planters, we're gonna run probably the John Deere or one of these Case early risers. But before I bore you all to death, what do we have ready to go? Let's see if we have any contracts. Let's just roll right into it. 63. Is field 63 tiny? Oh, it is tiny. Field 30. Where's field 30? We're gonna go with the case axial flow, even though we're a John Dealer's in town. Customize, we'll run GPS. Throw some Michelins on there. Crawler track. Oh, that's 20,000 extra. Just run some fat boys. That gives us 4,000 per workday base cost. And I have the lease to own mod on, so we can just keep buying it over and over and over. We're making our payments on it. Then we're gonna buy the larger draper header. Or we'll lease this one as well. We're gonna have to make sure we keep a bank amount. Eventually we'll have to get a corn header. I think for auger wagons. What's the... This holds 14,000. I don't think I have really any US. I mean, we could buy one of the Wilsons or the Load King. I don't know that I have any oh, okay, I do have a couple. I got this Mauer, the single, a little bit smaller. This is actually pretty nice, but I need to find a truck to go along with it. And we got all these. Oh, and then DJ Modding has his trailers with it too. Oh, I forgot about it. We go with something like this, but like I said, I'll need to get a truck for it. Let's get our... I got super speed on still. Get our combine down to that field. There is some nice modded combines out, like the Challenger ones or the Cat ones. I don't know, I thought I downloaded the auto drive course, but I must not. Might have to implement that file in. It also might be something if we're not a fan of the case combine right now, we could always switch it up to a different one. Maybe try out the honeybee headers or the couple other ones I think out there, modded headers. See where I'm headed, honestly. Taking the longer road around. Slow drive, especially on a 4x map. Think about these fields, you get up to them and you're like, oh, that's not too bad, it won't take too long. Then you do a play course and you realize you just spent half a work day on it. Like field 27, we could do that one, but it'd probably take us forever. Alright, so left. Wanted to make it where we're not just start with, I mean, everything right away. I know it might be difficult. We might have to rock some contracts, lease a lot of equipment. If we have to, we'll pull a loan, but I don't want to pull like, you know, a $5 million loan and then just become a silage master or something like that. Run a smaller loan or only allow a certain amount on the loan. Probably doing recorded videos on here, showing off, you know, maybe doing some montage or field work type stuff, so that it's not just constant live streams of large fields or something work. But I'll also probably be doing quite a few live streams on here as well. I believe this is our turn. Thanks for subscribing, everybody. Welcome to my Farm Sim ASMR channel. Just kidding. I definitely need to get the auto drive set up. I know there's a auto drive course out there, probably more than one. Well, I think I downloaded the one that came with DJ Modding recommended, but I don't think I implemented it yet. just hear the combine rolling through the field. This would make a wonderful multiplayer map. Everybody could kind of either run their own farm. A lot of fields, a lot of farm work, very open. As a populated town, a lot of productions. I honestly would consider setting up a multiplayer server on it. Make it up to the next field. I don't even know if I accepted the contract. I didn't. Hopefully it's not gone. There we go. Not sure how to get the header in there without driving right over top of the crop. Drive on the crop. Doing wrong. We are going to set up a play course for this because I need to go get the tractor and the grain cart. And I'm also probably going to have to lease a truck and a wagon to get it all the way across town to wherever it needs to go. To the grain mill, which is right down here. Well, it's not too far down the road. Let's work on our play course. Here we go. I run one headland around. That should be good. We'll run them sharp. Hopefully it doesn't catch on anything. Up, down is totally fine. Automatic rotor action, that's fine. Oh, not too many rows, not too hard. Getting some farming done now. Even if it is a contract. I don't think we can pick it up. That's probably something in the... I always forget about that. That's something in the course play course. Get in. Straw swath. We'll deactivate that. Oh, I don't think I need to save it, but I did. Alright. Now let's see if that works. There we go. I don't think I have the collect straw or missions mod on here. I'll probably add that one in just so I have it. I know typically on a grain cart you run, usually they want a larger grain cart. Maybe we should have upgraded. You run kind of a larger tractor on it just because of the size and load and all that. We definitely have to get a nice truck to be able to handle some of the hills around here. Like I said, I'll have to look through some mods, see if I can find like a Peterbilt. Something that stands out to me that I enjoy. Maybe we could run one of DJ Modding's trailers. I like the shorter, kind of like single hopper trailers. Discord channel if you're interested in joining. Mostly just announces my videos when I post them, as well as I try to keep people updated on live stream dates and whatnot. I tend to stream later at night just because that's when the kid and the wife are going to bed. Occasionally I'll get a Saturday or a holiday or something where kids out of town will be able to stream during the day. I think we better go grab. I left the truck over here. Have the, I don't know if the John Deere would be good on there, if we should grab our big Challenger for this. Not even sure what horsepower recommends. recommend any. Small, I don't know if the proportions are just off or if I'm just thinking it's awkward. Not even sure we're gonna use the John Deere, honestly. When we come back to doing when I do some more recording or Let's Plays, we'll have a more established set of equipment. And in between that time, if you feel like, let me know what you think. Drop in the Discord or comment on the video. See what your thoughts are. What your favorite type of equipment is. Tractors, spraying. This tractor flies. 39 miles per hour. This is why I need auto drive set up, so I could have just sent him on the route and then got back to the combine. Challenger mostly makes the tracked tractors now, so like the MT700 or the MT800. I think that's what they stick to at the moment. I know the Series 1000 was a tractor they made, but I don't know if it was made, I think it was made in the US, maybe not specifically, or maybe not very many of them. I'll have to look that up. Little few pieces of equipment we're going to need. We're probably going to need a sprayer for herbicide and possibly some fertilization. We'll need a planer, so we'll probably run one of those case early riser planers, unless I look around and I find some other mods. I have seen some Kinsey John Deere planters out there as well. And if we do want to do seeding, I'm not sure. I'll have to look around for some US seeders. only one I've seen is the ethanol plant down to the, or over to the north. Check that right now. Let's see. Might be easier to look through our Ew. Feed and seed is one of those. Carpentry, Lay's factory, winery, binnery. What's this down here? Whiskey. Ethanol. Don't know that we do. Looks like silage can go to obviously any of the fermenting silos. Then there's Miller's Feed and Seed, Patterson Grain and Export, or Rudy's Feed Store. Not sure exactly how I'm gonna run the fields. I'll probably run corn and some beans just because that's kind of typical. But for our cows, I'm gonna need to do some type of grass work or silage work. I suppose we could run a forage harvester and get some of the maize silage. But I might use like this smaller field 15 or maybe 11. And try to run like clover in it or alfalfa probably, just to test out the new crops. See how they bale up and work. Let's look, see if they're in here. Yeah, we can run alfalfa or alfalfa hay. I don't know. Don't know if we can ferment the alfalfa or not. So for this series, pretty much I'm going to be running the area's really bad. Nothing to work up to. Yeah. Could maybe try that on like a map like the Oaks. I don't know how that one has, what that one has for like areas to mow. But for this series, I think I'm gonna run, like I said, I want to run U.S. equipment, obviously, because we're in Iowa, in the United States, and I want to run larger equipment, you know, so like the bigger harvesters, the bigger headers, the bigger tractors. Obviously, we're still gonna run our medium equipment and some of our smaller stuff, especially for like the cows and whatnot. But I'm gonna be doing basically a let's play. We're just gonna do some farming, some basic stuff. And for the next video, I'll definitely have more of the equipment established, do a little bit more research on some of the, maybe the tractors or what was common. I know John Deere is probably really common here. It's very common in the Midwest, and it's a John Deere dealer, so it would make sense maybe to have more John Deere equipment. But I'm gonna have to set up some type of application for the cows where we can run enough feed and get some cows. We'll probably establish our cows as well, how many we have and whatnot. Don't think I have any bunker silos or anything. We have a couple flat bottom bins, and then we got the dryer. So if we run corn, we can dry the corn, take it to the ethanol plant. That should bring in decent money. That's the store deliveries mod. But yeah, the next video we'll have a little bit more established on what tractors we have. I don't think we need 3 medium tractors. We'll probably use one just for like the cows, and then another one for some of our other possible hay equipment. I know what's popular around me for like mowers and whatnot is the pull behind mowers. See some New Hollands and John Deere ones. Why can't I find them? So some that looks like that, but it's obviously not that brand. I don't feel like I see a lot of tractors with like the 3-point front connectors. So maybe like this Vermeer baler, we could buy that up, or even the Kubota pack here. Could go with the New Holland swather. If we don't have a bunker silo, then we'll probably have to run bales. To look at what kind of baler. Maybe we'll use the Vermeer baler, because I think Vermeer is around the Midwest, might be even in Iowa. I don't think we're going to overload with cattle right away, so that we're not starving all the cows or having to buy a bunch of feed right off the bat, especially kind of this first year that we're in. Schultz Modding. Thank you for joining in. I think we're gonna have to, I'll probably, like I said, buy or lease, depending on what our funds are like. Single hopper mower. The DJ moddings. I don't know why that one is $0. I think that's a mistake. Free trailer. No, but we might buy like something like this. A little bit, looks a little shorter. I don't know if it necessarily is a double hopper. This one, so you can run like the combo. You can run another trailer on the back there. That still holds a lot. It looks shorter, but maybe it's not. Doesn't even exist. Not sure what's going on with that one. This one's nice. It doesn't hold a whole lot. It's definitely a nicer little trailer. Check our used. Well, hey, we got one right there. Triple hopper. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, you have to buy like the huge plots of land. Not like smaller individual or like free zones. Well, if we went the Vermeer round baler, we could buy this up. It's only 31% off. This one's 31% off the main trailer, so that's not a bad deal. I do have the vehicle sales system mod on, so it'll give me like 20 or 30 vehicles that are on sale. I think the max it can go is it's either 45 or 50% off. But I'll need to get a truck as well or lease one, and I think I want to go with, I mean, I suppose I could go with the Mac. But I might look around and see what else we have on the mod hub, as well as what modders I put out. And I'm gonna have to kind of build a list of equipment we need, because I am gonna need the planter. If we go with one of the early risers, this is what, the 9 meter, 12 meter, 18 meter. Probably have to go with the smaller one. I prefer probably to go with slightly larger. This one might just be a little small. (16-row planter, 30 inches. Got a lot of details to it. It's kind of nice. Rear attached. Maybe you're running something behind it. Eyes are on it too. You could just run the hopper bins. That's kind of cool. We'll have to take a look, see what our funds are. I think that's about going to wrap up the stream. Obviously we didn't finish the field here, but this will have to be recorded another night, and hopefully I can get back on with some new mods and we can and get auto drive set up so we can get the truck transporting back and forth. Hopefully everybody's enjoyed the stream. I know kind of the first half was just a lot of driving around, checking out all the farm plots and whatnot, but hopefully if you haven't seen a map tour video yet or something, that was informative for you. Like I said, the next video I'll have a little bit more set up, a little more established on what equipment we're going to run, what we had to lease, maybe what we had to pull loan for. Also get the cows set up, and hopefully get a little bit of feed established. Maybe we'll even supplement in some feed right off the bat just to keep us afloat. So, thanks everybody for joining in the stream. We are going to end it here. If you did like the stream, please like it. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Turn on those notifications if you want to stay up to date, or join the Discord. I also send out basically a ping for whenever I'm running a video or a live stream, so feel free to join there. I will help you out wherever I can if you have any issues, or just if you want to chat about stuff or share screenshots. We'll be probably focusing a little bit more time on this map, so be looking for videos. Appreciate it, everybody, and I will catch you on the next one. Have a good night.